Hey crew, so after playing with this build, I have to say it, this is the best endgame hunter build if you're using Void 3.0, and what makes it the best build is that it allows you to become the endless phantom, or ghost, or whatever you want to call it, of the entire battlefield in Destiny 2, and makes endgame content a lot easier than it probably should be. I was pretty blown away with the infinite invisibility, and how often we had our abilities, and that smoke bomb dive animation is just freaking sweet to play and watch. You can truly carry your team in any type of content with this build, and I think it is probably the best solo build and team build in the game for the hunter right now. This isn't a Grandmaster Nightfall 2, the gameplay that you're watching, so this is how highly I think of this build, and I wouldn't call it the best endgame hunter build if I didn't think it was, as far as Void 3.0 goes. Now, I am not sure how many of you know this about me, but I am currently 31. I know, I sound much younger, right? And 2 out of 3 guys will experience hair loss by the time they are 35. That means I could be one of those 2 guys, and that's not good. Today's video is brought to you by Keeps, and they offer clinically proven, research-backed treatments to stop hair loss and improve hair growth. With Keeps, you can get great quality and expert care without ever having to leave your home because all treatment plans are doctor recommended and delivered straight to your door. And get this, at about half the cost of traditional pharmacies. That sounds like an amazing deal to me. We get to take care of our hair and never leave the home. That's a win-win for us gamers for sure. Each treatment plan comes with a full year of unlimited messaging so you can connect with your prescribing doctor about anything at any time. So whether you're looking to prevent hair loss, stimulate hair growth, or just take better care of your hair that you have, Keeps has you covered. Hair loss stops with Keeps. To get 50% off your first order, go to keeps.com/plunderthabooty or click the link in the description. That's keeps.com/plunderthabooty, and make sure you guys are taking care of that head of hair. Now for weapons, you can use whatever you want. You can take advantage of a void weapon and volatile rounds that I do within this build, but it's definitely not needed. Even the mod volatile rounds isn't needed. And you can run whatever you want to match whatever champions you need to be dealing with or anything like that. So remember that this build is strictly based on abilities and our exotic over in our armor slot that we're going to be taking advantage of, and that is Omnioculus. Yes, I've had a ton of people ask me about this exotic, and it is very, very good. I've always thought it was very good. Easily a top choice for a hunter by far. I've just preferred a few other exotics that do a few different things. But Omnioculus with Void 3.0 now, and the Trapper's Ambush, animation, and dive, and the different things you can do with it is just really, really fun to play. And very, very good. Literally top tier as best as it can be on a Void 3.0 hunter. Now the perk here is Beyond the Veil. You gain a second smoke bomb charge and have damage resistance while invisible. So we get a second smoke bomb, and we get 4 times damage resistance while we're invisible, which is just great. Also, when we make an ally invisible, they gain damage resistance while invisible, and you gain melee energy. If you make one ally invisible, you get about 50% of your melee energy. Make 2 people invisible, you get about 70 to 80%. So as you can see, we can get our smoke bomb back very fast if we're smoking our allies, right? If we're diving to the ground with Trapper's Ambush and making them invisible. But that's not really even needed. We can kind of loop our abilities correctly if we're doing what we want to do with the build right. So first off, you want to have 100 mobility. This gets our Gambler's dodge back as fast as possible. So we want to always have that dodge because we always want to dodge near an enemy to get our smoke bomb instantly. So 100 mobility is definitely the best. I only had 90 in this video that you guys are watching. So definitely get to 100 because that will make it even easier. And then you want to push your strength up, you want to push your recovery up, and even maybe your discipline if you can. I know that's a lot of stats. But mobility, strength, recovery, that's kind of the way I would work it. Now to get this dodge back coming back even faster, we're going to do a few different things. On our cloak, we're going to use Utility Kickstart. You can double stack this, and what Utility Kickstart does is when your class ability energy is fully expended, you gain class ability energy. So every time we use our dodge near an enemy, we're going to get about 30 to 40% of our dodge back. If you double stack this. If you only stack it one time, you're getting about 20% of your dodge back. In the gameplay you're watching in this Grandmaster, I only had one of the mods on because my other mod was Lucent Finisher. So when I did a finisher on something, right, to go invisible from our fragment, I'm also creating heavy ammo for my team if it's a light bearer or a champion. So that's for Lucent Finisher from the artifact, but definitely not needed. Now another way on our arms, what we're doing here is using momentum transfer. Causing damage with a grenade reduces your melee cooldown. So now when I throw out that vortex grenade to weaken a high health target or to deal with a group of enemies, I'm feeding back into my melee to try to get that melee back as fast as possible. And then we're going to add some elemental wells into this build and make it go a little further. So on our chest piece, I was running Reaping Wellmaker. I'm always dodging near enemies, right? And that's going to activate Reaping Wellmaker. After activating your class ability, your next weapon Final Blow on a combatant spawns a Void Elemental Well. I'm also running Bountiful Wells on my helmet, so now when I dodge and then kill something afterwards, I'm spawning 2 Void Wells. That's going to help and just keep your melee coming back and keeping your dodge coming back even faster. Basically, you're dodging and you're having utility kickstart kick in, right, and give you 20%. You can pick up both those wells. You're going up to an easily 50-60% of your dodge, so you only need like another 5 seconds and your dodge is back. That's how easy it is to get the dodge back. And then you also have 2 Trapper's Ambushes, right? 2 smoke bombs available to slam into the ground and go invisible because of Omnioculus. That invisibility lasts 10 seconds. Also, your dodge only lasts about 7 seconds while invisible, but if you do Trapper's Ambush and slam into the ground, and then while you're invisible from Trapper's Ambush, dodge by an enemy to go invisible again, that invisibility will last 10 seconds as well. So it's a little trick there for your dodge to make sure your dodge invisibility lasts even longer. On my arms, I was using Seeking Wells. Elemental wells you create move across the ground toward nearby players, so we don't have to worry about going and picking up those wells when we kill an enemy with a weapon. That can be traded out to something else if you want as well. On the chest piece, I was running Thermoshock Plating to add some more damage resistance into the build. On the boots, I was running Volatile Flow, so that way I could pick up the Void Wells and have Volatile Flow on my Void Pulse Rifle for Unstoppable. It's definitely not needed. You don't even have to have a Void secondary, right, if you're matching shields with something else. But I just added it to the build to add a little bit extra, and then also Lucent Finisher on the class item like I went over with earlier. On the helmet, I had Ashes to Assets to add a little bit more super energy on grenade kills, and then obviously Harmonic Siphon to get some orbs of power to pick up when we kill enemies with our Void weapon. And then on the boots, I was running Absolution, reduce all ability cooldowns each time we pick up an orb of power. That way we can get a little bit more feeding into our ability cooldown when killing low health targets with our pulse rifle. If you guys have any questions about the build in general, leave them down in the comments for me and I will answer them for you. And thank you so much for watching this build video, and make sure to give it a try. I think you guys will really enjoy it. I feel like a lot of people aren't using Trapper's Ambush, and I'm not exactly sure why that is, but it's a very fun playstyle, and it's very, very good, and it's unique to the Hunter. It just feels like you're doing something very cool every time you do Trapper's Ambush, and that's something I really like about this build. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.